The Whispering Mirror. It was an old antique store that Lily had walked past 100 times, but something drew her in that rainy evening. The bell above the door chimed as she entered, and the smell of dust and varnish wrapped around her like a shroud. Her eyes scanned the aisles of forgotten trinkets until they landed on an ornate, gilded mirror propped against the far wall. Its edges were carved with intricate patterns of vines and faces that seemed almost alive in the flickering light. The shopkeeper, a hunched man with cloudy eyes, appeared from the shadows. "Ah, the mirror," he rasped. "It's special. Found it in an estate sale. Strange history, though. Some say it shows you more than your reflection." Intrigued and slightly unnerved, Lily bought it on impulse, brushing off his cryptic warnings. The mirror seemed to hum with a quiet energy as she carried it home, rain splashing against the glass. In her apartment, she hung the mirror on her bedroom wall. At first, it was just a beautiful addition to her space. But that night, as she got ready for bed, something felt off. When she glanced at her reflection, it seemed delayed. Her mirrored self stared back a second too long, as if it were studying her. The following days were worse. At first, it was subtle, her reflection smiling when she wasn't, or turning its head when she remained still. Then one night, she woke to the sound of whispers, soft and indistinct, like wind through leaves. Lily sat up in bed, heart racing. The whispers were coming from the mirror. She forced herself to look, and her blood ran cold. Her reflection wasn't there. The glass was empty, except for a shadowy figure standing in a void. It didn't move, but its presence filled her with a dread so deep she felt rooted to the spot. "Help me," it whispered, its voice layered with anguish and malice. Lily stumbled backward, knocking over a lamp. The sound broke the spell, and she tore the mirror from the wall, shoving it into her closet. But even with the door shut, the whispers persisted, growing louder each night. Desperate, she returned to the antique store, but the shop was gone, replaced by a boarded-up storefront. She tried to throw the mirror away, but it always reappeared in her apartment. One night, the whispers stopped. Relieved but wary, Lily cautiously approached the mirror, now leaning against her wall. Her reflection was back, normal and still. She let out a shaky laugh, her tension easing, until her reflection blinked. She hadn't. The reflection leaned forward, pressing its hand against the inside of the glass, and Lily's own hand rose involuntarily to meet it. The surface rippled like water, and before she could pull away, the glass sucked her in. Lily's screams echoed in the void, but there was no one to hear them. On the other side of the mirror, her reflection stepped out, stretching as if it had been trapped for centuries. It turned, smiled, and whispered, "Finally." From that day on, visitors to Lily's apartment would occasionally catch their reflection in the mirror, behaving differently. And sometimes, when the room was silent, a faint whisper could be heard. "Let me out."